Cronkite, and this is CBS Evening News. Tonight we are interviewing World War II veteran Captain John Yossarian and one of his superior officers, Colonel Cathcart, to analyze their opposing viewpoints on war. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
It's an absolute honor to be here, Mr. Cronkite. From one American hero to another, I completely admire your broadcast. Okay, well, let's get started. It has now been almost 3 years since the war ended. So looking back, what are each of your feelings about your time on the front? Simply put, that war was both mine and America's finest hour. We rose to the challenge and valiantly fought abroad to defeat those Nazis. I would serve 10 times over if it meant our great country would emerge from the conflict victorious.
Fought? What do you mean fought? Cathcart, you rarely even left our airbase. I was out over Germany getting shot at 3 times a week while you sat back in Pianosa eating fresh fried eggs and Sicilian scotch. You went on vacation for 4 years. We went to war.
How dare you talk to your superior officer like that? I did no such thing. I served with great courage while leading you men.
Yeah, Cathcart, believe that all you want, but I'm out of the military now, so your commanding officer bent isn't going to work anymore. Besides, you're the one that continually raised the mission count. Every other bomber squadron in the region got to go home after 25 missions, but you made us fly 80. Every time me or Hungry Joe met the mission count, you went behind our backs and raised it again before we could leave.
Clearly, you must be a communist in disguise, because any good American man would have been happy to fly that many missions for their country.
Oh, really? If that's the case, why don't you go ask Snowden or Nately how they feel about it? Oh, wait, you can't because they're dead and it's your fault. I'm sure you would love to keep talking about how flying missions is the most patriotic thing a man could do, but you didn't have to see the mangled bodies of friends and fellow airmen like I did.
Okay. Let's calm down some and move on to my next question. Yossarian, you obviously feel strongly about the war. Could you elaborate on what exactly you did during the war?
Well, I started by going out to Santa Ana, California for my bombardier training, and from the very first day I knew things weren't going to go well. Instead of actually training, my commanding officer, Lieutenant Scheisskopf, made us practice military parades all day long. That crazy man was absolutely obsessed with winning the first place parade pennant. Anyways, I finally got out of training and was shipped over to Italy, but I would soon regret it. Everyone over there was seemingly content with their daily routine of being shot at and almost dying, but I took a step back and realized how absurd it all was. People like Cathcart got to sit back and repeatedly send people off to death, and I was expected to willingly oblige and give up my life to destroy some German farmhouse. It made no sense, so I decided to do something about it. I wasn't going to sit there and allow Cathcart to sentence me to some meaningless death, so I began some disruptive efforts.
What he's not telling you is that those disruptive efforts included poisoning the mess hall and secretly moving the bomb line 20 miles forward so he wouldn't have to go on another bomb run. That sounds like cowardice to me.
No! Cowardice is sitting back in an air-conditioned tent, completely oblivious to the ironies of war. Only one of us here did that. I've got nothing else to say.
Yossarian clearly has no clue what he's talking about. At the end of the day, we won the war, and part of that was because I pushed my men to 80 missions. Deserters like Yossarian deserve zero respect. Well, that was quite an interesting interview, and that is all the time we have. Thank you, and good night.